Hello, welcome to Half-Life Uplink video. I just recorded pretty much this whole video, and then I looked over and saw, oh, I didn't hit record, I hit start virtual camera. And now I'm like, well, what on earth is a virtual camera? Thanks Half-Life, or rather, thanks OBS, for being so finicky. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go through all of that stuff I said again. But, it's 2 days after the portal failure happened thing, and evaluation is in progress for something, who knows? But basically I just did a whole review of the whole game, and said it was a 6 out of 10, and gave all the reasons for it. Because this game has a lot of issues, but it also has lots of very neat and cool stuff.
Open up the reactor complex so we can get down to safety.
I'm sorry, but those doors will not open until we send the all clear.
So send it already.
I would love to do that, but the aerial bombardment has made a wreck of my transmitter. The cables are severed. We'd have to aim it by hand, and I'm getting high radiation levels in the transmitter dome. Nobody but a fool would go in there.
What about this guy?
Yes, you could survive in that suit of yours. Very well. I will lower security on the satellite access elevator, and you can go up into the dome. I'll try to help you over the intercom.
So I don't know the story behind this level, because it's basically just one big level, but
I'll stay here and guard this area.
I just know that I don't know why this level was made, but it's a short level where you just go to a satellite, say, hey, you work now, and then you go and the level ends somewhere else. And that's the story. That's the whole story of the whole level. Bad head crab, bad. You can lie down now. It's neat that they have little details like that, like a whole stomach or mouth on the bottom of a model. And that's on the head crab, and it's on the little shockwave dog things too. But it's when an enemy dies, it keeps its 3D hitbox until a little after it dies. So that's an awkward thing, a janky thing you could say, that the game has. One thing that's also both janky and cool about the game is the storytelling. It's both janky because you have to just sit around and watch NPCs talk as they just sort of exposit the story to you. But it's also cool because the entire story just happens inside of the game. Inside of the... You know what I mean, like, it happens like right in front of you, like a stage play. One thing that stinks is the... Oh look, you can see you can see the skybox corners. This is like one of the only places in the game where you can actually see the corners of the skybox. How about that? But anyway, one thing that stinks is all of the checkpoints. As you've seen, checkpoints can be like out minutes apart from each other, if not tens of minutes apart from each other. I shot you in the head! One thing that's bad is these ladders. This is probably the biggest flaw in the game, is these ladders. And although they do improve from like this game to Source 2, they don't improve that much. And the biggest improvements in Source 2 are like physics and graphics stuff, like lighting and details and how you interact with the world being the actual physics of the game, and they add tons and tons of physics objects, pretty much. Sorry if I'm coming off as a bit awkward, but I just... I literally just said all of this, and now I'm reiterating it for you, because I want to be a good host for you. The damage on the explosions is sometimes a little nuts, because it can go out very, very far in a massive blast radius. And you've seen the damage on the enemies can also be nuts. Like, I'm not the best player there is at this game. I'm probably a pretty bad player, actually. But the damage that enemy does is that enemies do and explosions do is ridiculous. Like, look, those two just took out half my armor, just shooting me for a couple of seconds. And then you have fall damage like that, like 14 health off of that. Thankfully, it wasn't the entire health bar, because I have played games where something like that could be the whole health bar. And then you have enemies that are manned on those things. The grenades are very... Here's an interesting thing about weapons that can hurt you, is grenades are like designed to be weapons that explode so that they can sort of hurt anyone as long as you're in the blast radius. But then you get a weapon like the grub thing that walks around and just attacks whatever it sees, including you. And then people will use grenades more than they use the grubs things, because grenades are more... I think grenades are somehow more reliable than the grub things. Because there's that one weapon I never used that looked like a weird grub thing. And that just goes out and it attacks random things, including you. Like, I'm reiterating information. I feel like AI is sometimes called very smart because it deals a lot of damage, not because it's actually very smart. Like, these guys, they just stood in one place pretty much and let me shoot them. Sure, they went behind cover, but for the most part they just let me shoot them while they stood there. And sometimes the AI sees you, but does nothing about you, and just stands there while you hit them over and over again. Man, if only that video that I had was this video that I'm recording now, because that was a way better video. My points were way clearer. You understood them more. You liked them more.
Wait a minute, and I'll let you in.
And of course I can tell all of this because you're of course here with me. Look at that, look at that. That's happening. That's a weird video game thing, isn't it? But anyway, all of this to say that the game is a good game, but it has a lot of jank and flaws that are very much worth acknowledging. Therefore, it's like a 6 out of 10. Lots of room to improve, but also good for like one playthrough because of all the jank. And then you have stuff like this where it's like, sit here and hold this button. And that's not fun gameplay. Lots of games do that, but that's not fun gameplay. It's just sitting there and holding a button. Now the military come in with the boom. And as always, they try to kill you but fail, because I'm the cool game man. The game man. The video game man. And then you have these awkward ladders. Look, I'm pushing forward, I'm pushing forward, I'm pushing forward! Ha 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 ha! The flashlight works awkwardly, because it's like it has a limited charge. But like, the flashlight has a limited charge, like you're supposed to use it sparingly. But then the dark areas are not that long. So it's like, well, why use it sparingly? I could just use it forever. Because it lasts forever. And then it's like, well, why not make it literally last forever? Because it's like, how much does this flashlight really add to the gameplay, you know? The main gameplay of the game is shooting things and solving simple puzzles sometimes, and also just trying to navigate this huge environment that's like very non-linear sometimes. So having this flashlight doesn't really add that much to the gameplay overall. So it's just like, you could make it last forever if you wanted to, game designers. And I feel like that's why a lot of people hate durability, is because it doesn't add that much to a lot of games, but it's in a lot of games. And yes, I did just liken a flashlight's batteries to durability. because at the end of the day, it's all like survival game mechanics, you know? It's a limited resource that you have to be cautious of in order to survive more effectively. One little neat piece of storytelling here in this level, I guess, is that at the start it's all military that you're shooting, and then by the end it's all aliens that you're shooting, because they're invading more and more. I just caught on to that. So, there you go. There's my thought of the day. I had only one.
This place is a lot bigger than I thought. Okay, why not? You want to
I think that one reason why people like this game is the freedom of gameplay. Like, you have all these weapons and you can do tons of different things with them, including like shooting your own people. Like, there's nothing telling you can't shoot your own people, and if you do, then there's not much of a consequence for it. I guess that's also one thing that they could improve, is if you shoot your own people, there could be a bigger consequence, like maybe they don't like you as much. But anyway, a lot of the criticisms I have for this game were improved in Half-Life 2, partially because of the engine making it way better, because the engine can handle a lot more, and part of it being because the game is designed better. It's almost as if they saw the flaws in one game and then tried to improve them on the next game. Isn't that a wild idea? But oh yeah, that guy over there, he has a head crab trying to make him a zombie. So, some of the animations are very oddly detailed in this game. Like, it's odd that they have so much detail in them for being such a blocky type of game. So I'm wondering if you leave this guy on here long enough, if he'll eventually turn into an actual zombie you can fight. That would be interesting. I won't let it happen though. One thing I hate is all these instant death traps. Like, if you just let that fall onto you, then that's a death trap. You die instantly, no matter how much health you have. It's like, what? That doesn't add to the gameplay a lot, does it? Like, how am I supposed to know that if I just stand there and try to shoot what's ahead of me, that those things will fall on me and it'll kill me and possibly send me back minutes into the level? You know? But anyway, most of the guns and weapons are very satisfying to use, or at least somewhat satisfying to use. There is one gun that is like just awful and not worth using at all, or at least I don't think it's worth using at all, and it's the B gun, the one that can like lock on to enemies or at least hit them automatically without you having to aim too much. But it's like, it does very little damage, and it shoots very slowly, and this game is very fast-paced, so it's like, why would you use it? The Barneys are pretty cool, but all the NPCs sort of die off very quickly. Man, this guy is strong. If only we had a billion missiles around us. Or, you know, one of those electric grids that zapped him. Anyway, that's the end of Half-Life Uplink, and thus the end of the entire first Half-Life game. Yeah, it was just a little bonus thing at a bonus level, I guess. Require further data. So, Half-Life, 6 out of 10, good game, go play it. But also, make sure to figure out where that quick save and quick load buttons are. And until next time we'll be playing Blue Force, I think. I think that's what it's called. No, it's Blue. That's it, it's Blue.